I want you to imagine that your brother and his wife have just given birth to their first child, a bouncing baby boy. So you and your husband are invited over to see this little treasure. And you get to the house, and of course you're anxious to see the little baby. So you go to the crib and look down and see the child's face. And then you smile up at your brother and say, "He's the spitting image of you." Now 2 years later, the little treasure turns 2. So you're invited to the birthday party. So you and your husband head over again. And you see your sister-in-law, Mary, kind of sitting by herself. So you go over and sit down next to her and say, "Hi, Mary, how's the little treasure now that he's 2? And she says, "He's just like his father, stubborn." In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, God says, "Let us make man in our image and after our likeness." So God goes ahead and does that, creates man and woman in his image and after his likeness. But what does that mean? Well, the image of God means that we are spiritual. Because God is spiritual, he created us, we come from him, therefore we are spiritual. The likeness of God means that we are creators in the sense that we can create choices. Now, we can't create anything out of nothing or do anything that God can do in that sense, but we can create choices that have an effect on other people. Now, the average adult makes around 3,000 to 5,000 choices a day. And I know you're laughing at me saying, I make 50 a day if I'm lucky. Well, actually, you do make 3,000 to 5,000. I'm right, you're wrong. Just think about when you get up in the morning, between getting out of bed and going to the bathroom, you probably make 50 choices about which foot you put on the floor. Do you put on your slippers or not? Do you put on your bathrobe or not? Do you go to put your left foot forward or your right foot forward? So you make all of these choices long before you get to the bathroom, and then it all starts about, do you brush your teeth first? Do you take a shower first? And so on, so on, so on, so on. So by the time you make your first cup of coffee, you've probably made 100 choices. Now, most of the choices you and I make are obviously pretty mundane. They're just standard things to get stuff done. But you also make creative choices that affect you and other people. If you wake up in the morning and turn to your spouse and say, "You're the ugliest person I have ever seen," you're not going to have a good day. Plus, you've created sadness. But if you wake up tomorrow morning and turn to your spouse and say, "Thank you so much for all that you do for me and the family. You are a real blessing and I love you," well, all of a sudden you have created joy and happiness, not just for your spouse, but for all the people he or she comes in contact with throughout the day, because the joy inside radiates out to others. Now, when you get to work tomorrow, if you work a job and you go there and you see employees, do you thank them for the work that they've done? Do you say nice things about them, or are you a gossip? Because if you create positivity in a good sense, you become a beacon of light. And people are attracted to a beacon of light. They want to know what makes it so bright, and you get a chance to share your Christian faith with them. Because the more wise choices you make, the more good choices you make to bring joy and blessing and happiness to others, the more like the character of God you have. Because God loves you, you need to love others. God forgives you, you need to forgive others. God is patient, wise, and kind. So should you be in your limited human sense. Be an example of kindness. Be an example of thoughtfulness. Be an example of thankfulness. And be good and bless others. So that people are attracted to that, are attracted to you and want to know, why are you like that? And you be able to explain to them it's because of your relationship with God that you're able to exhibit these characteristics. So make wise choices today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like the video. We release new videos every couple of days, and you'll be the first to know.